Good day to each and everyone. I am going to discuss about the needs of healthcare standards. We are about to learn the coding systems and standards that are being used and implemented by healthcare institutions. So let's start.
In these slides, country and regional standards, we will be able to learn the profusion of standards and coding system. Some like ICD and LOINC are open source, while CPT are copyright and not open for distribution. There is therefore a need for national regional governments to adopt one or more standards for reporting. Example of this is the ISO.
Drug standards. ATC, or also known as anatomical therapeutic chemical, a drug classification system released and maintained by the World Health Organization Collaborating Center for Drug Statistics Methodology. Although ATC codes refer to drugs as their subjects, the method of classification is based on the atomic targets for the drugs. Hence, there may exist two drug codes for one medicine, each acting on a different anatomic location. In the discussion of structure, we will use ATC drug code for heparin B01AB01. The ATC codes are 7 characters long and are composed of 5 components. Next is DDD, or defined daily dose. It is defined as assumed average maintenance dose per day for a drug used for its main indications in adult. It makes possible for systems to determine whether an entered drug dose information is close to the average drug dose defined in DDD. The DDD itself is not a coding system but rather a part of the information that is inside the ATC coding system. For example, heparin B01AB01 has a DDD of 10,000 units, meaning that an average daily dose described for thrombolytic regimens is in the 10,000 units. It is important to note that not all ATC codes have DDDs, but only those drugs which have ATC have DDD.
RX norm. Drug databases are widely available in the United States with different organizations developing a system of classifying the drugs of procurement, pharmacovigilance, prescription, and registration purposes. Advantages are: first, a stable software architecture in the input of drugs and their respective information. RxNorm is based on Java with their database organized through SQL. With a model controller, view system of update, the software architecture offers a more efficient update protocol with encoding error control. Second, a system inclusion of relationships between entities. While being complete, RxNorm also maintains relational integrity among the entities encoded in the database. A separate table is dedicated to the preservation of relationships that exist between two distinct data entries.
RX norm is composed of 8 tables. First is the RxN atom archive. It is an archive of information that has been updated through the course of the database's existence. Next is RxN console, a table driven by an entity attribute value system where each information added is classified according to the attribute specified. Next is RxN CUI changes, a table of changes in the Rx CUI number of drugs indicating that the concept form has been changed to another class, hence another ID. Next is RxN REL, a table of relationships between two entities. For example, Armoxyl and amoxicillin are included in a table with the relationship is a brand of included in the row of information, and then RxN sub, RxN sat, and RxN STY. According to the IEEE publication of the RX norm or the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the following fields are most often encoded once a new drug is ready for input into RX norm. IN for ingredient, DF for dose form, SCDC for semantic clinical drug component, SCDF for semantic clinical drug form, SCD for semantic clinical drug, BN for brand name, SBDC for semantic branded drug component, BDF for semantic branded drug in form, SBD for semantic branded drug.
LOINC is also known as Logical Observation Identifier Names and Codes. It is a terminology set developed by Regent Street Institute. LOINC is used to represent clinical observations, whether it be during a consultation, a laboratory exam, radiology procedure, or any other part of the patient encounter where patient data can be observed and documented. It is particularly useful for hospitals that cater to multiple diagnostic laboratory results, where representation of CBC could be different for each diagnostic laboratory. LOINC standardized these terms and allows for mapping from different terms of CBC to one unique code for CBC.